We're ready to rumble. welcome you to Carroll High School as the number 2 team in Class 2A. The Carroll Cougars, with a record of 4-0 in Class 2A, get ready to battle the 4-2 Rossville Hornets, who are ranked 8th in Class A. Along with Craig Cox, I'm John Herrick. Thank you so much for being with us tonight on another edition of High School Boys Basketball on the IHSAA Sports Network. And Craig, always a big rivalry game, and I think one thing that stands out to you right away, Carroll and Rossville played each other in the sectional this past year, and Carroll won that game handily 62-36. But this is a Rossville team that, even though they started the year 0-2, they have won 4 in a row now and are starting to play some really good basketball.
They are. Coach Dunn's got them playing really well. Obviously, it's a top 10 battle in 2 different classes, but it's one that Coach Dunn has a great group of guys that they're very balanced in their scoring. Might not score in the large numbers that some of the other teams might have, but they spread it around. They share the ball. They got about 4 guys that will average right at 10, and even 1 north of that. And so I think that we're set up tonight for a great contest.
And then Carroll, of course, they have won every game that they have had, and so far in the season, all 4 games by double digits. And so what makes them so explosive and tough to deal with?
Well, I think they're a triple-headed monster, if you will. I mean, they got 3 guys that can score it with Huerta and Duff and Skinner. And so I think that all of those guys are averaging right at 15 or even above. So I think that they're in a position to do great things. They're coming off a sectional championship last year, had a great run in terms of 24-2. And then you got a first-year coach and Coach Dussinger that's just kind of picked up where they left off from last year.
Carroll went, as Craig mentioned, 24-2, lost a hard-fought game in the semi-state. Rossville went 13-11 and lost to Carroll in the sectional. Would like to get some revenge here tonight. We'll step aside for the national anthem, come back and have starting lineups and tip-off. You're listening and watching the IHSAA Sports Network and right now.
For the ultimate Wi-Fi experience, you need a managed Wi-Fi service with advanced Blast Wi-Fi. Blast Wi-Fi systems provide ultimate coverage, ultimate performance, and ultimate power all the time. Available from Mulberry Telecommunications, Blast Wi-Fi systems feature the latest Wi-Fi 6 technology and are equipped with unrivaled bandwidth and 4 times more simultaneous connections, so you can connect tons of devices throughout your home with no lag and no downtime. Plus, with 24/7 support and remote troubleshooting, you can rest assured that Mulberry Telecommunications is always here to help you should any issues arise. In addition, the Ultimate Managed Wi-Fi also comes with the Ultimate app. The Command IQ mobile app puts you in control of your home network and makes it easy to set up and connect devices, run network speed tests, pause Wi-Fi, and set parental controls, all from the palm of your hand. It's the ultimate Wi-Fi experience, and it's a blast. Blast Wi-Fi is now included with Mulberry Telecommunications fiber internet packages. Contact Mulberry Telecommunications at 296-2885 today to get started.
The IHSAA Sports Network is your home for sports content across the Hoosier State. Find us live on TV and streaming or archived on our website and our app. The IHSAA is your one-stop shop for the content you want to see, including high school sports, college sports, and other great events throughout the year. Subscribe to our streaming service and get access to it all. IHSAA, local lives here.
Meet Henry. Henry is hip. Henry loves the new Mintel TV streaming app. And check out Helen. With features like Cloud DVR, Restart, and Look Back TV, Helen never misses her favorite shows. And this is Bob. Bob can't contain his excitement for the new Mintel TV streaming app. Bob is proving that you actually can teach an old dog new tricks. What do you say, Bob? Does the Mintel TV app get a thumbs up? All right, Bobby-o. Mintel TV, the next generation of awesome, upgrade today.
I brought you a present. A book.
Follow the adventures of the Ardente Dental team as they fight cavities, gum disease, and create beautiful, healthy smiles.
Inconceivable!
Hello, my name is Dr. Snyder. You cause cavities. Prepare to die.
Inconceivable!
To make your smile look straight and fine, our braces per month are just $1.99.
Inconceivable!
You keep using that word, I do not think it means what you think it means.
Have fun at Ardente Dental.
And let's meet the starting lineups for both teams. First, we'll start with the Rossville Hornets, a record of 4-2, led by Corey Dunn, who is in his 9th year at Rossville. He has a record of 124 wins and 76 losses. in his 9 years there. 184 and 187 is his coaching career in 17 total years of coaching. He goes with Matthew Ford, a 6'1 junior forward, averaging 8 points and 4 rebounds a game. Also, Ford averages 48% shooting from behind the three-point arc. Austin Bray, a 5'9 senior guard, averaging 13 points and 3 rebounds. Gabe Freeman, a 6'1 senior forward, averaging 7 points and 3 boards. Charlie Thompson, a 5'10 junior forward, averaging 4 points and 3 rebounds. And Caden Del Real, a 5'11 senior guard, averaging 8 points and 2 rebounds. And Rossville in their home red jerseys with those white numbers and letters down the side of the red uniforms. Carroll will be in their home whites with blue numbers and letters down the side and blue stripe down the side of the white uniform. And of course, as they did with the girls game, the boys, they get to have the dim lighting and the intro like that. And here are the starting lineups for them. They go with Chris Huerta, who's a junior, Griffin Viney, who's also a junior, Austin Coons, a senior, Owen Duff, and Jake Skinner, all 3 of those guys as well in the bottom part of the starting 5. They are seniors. So the senior leadership of this team probably has helped out Adam Tussinger very well. Craig Tussinger 4-0 in his first year coaching at Carroll and taking over a team that really made a big run last year, hoping to do the same again this year.
Yeah, and you can never underrate leadership when you have that. And obviously Huerta is somebody that can put points on the board as well as a junior. But when you have the senior leadership, it makes a world of difference within your team.
Overall series between these two, in the last 35 years, they've played 46 times. Rossville has won 29 of those 46 meetings. Against common opponents this year, Rossville and Carroll are both 2-0. Last game out for Rossville was a 45-35 win over Western, and for Carroll, their last game was a 68-43 rout of Caston. And again, Carroll's ranked 2nd in 2A, Rossville ranked 8th in Class A. This is a Hoosier Heartland Conference battle. And again, unlike in the girls basketball season, which is more than halfway over at this point, the boys basketball season is really only about a quarter of the way through, if that, depending on how far along each team is. Clinton Prairie is at the top of the Hoosier Heartland Conference with a 2-0 conference record and 4-1 overall. Eastern is 1-0 in the conference, followed by Sheridan, who's 1-1. And then, of course, now for Carroll and Rossville, Craig, what makes this very important is that this is the first conference game for both of these teams tonight. So you want to try to come out and make a statement and really put yourself ahead of the other team with a conference win.
You do, and I mean, these two programs are very familiar with each other, as much as the coaches might not be in the first year with Coach Tussinger, but these two programs and schools are very, very attached to each other. They're very familiar. I'll tell you, I can remember when I was coaching that we had an opportunity to play a few times in Rossville's gym, and I remember, as they called it, the Beehive. What a great situation, but two great environments, two programs and schools that take great pride in their support, and I think that we're in for a really good one here tonight at Carroll.
Tonight's officials, Jeremy Horn, Stacy Monier, and Douglas Moore, and the winning tip controlled by Carroll as it gets batted over to Owen Duff, and here we go. Pretty good crowd for the girls game beforehand, and it stuck around for the boys game and added to it as Owen Duff misfires on the 3. Rossville with its first possession in the ball game. The Carroll girls had no trouble knocking off the Rossville girls in the first meeting, 64-33, as part of our doubleheader here tonight. Rossville comes up empty on their first possession. Jake Skinner, the rebound for Carroll, and a turnover on the Cougars as Chris Huerta carries it.
Yeah, and those are the types of things, obviously. Turnovers are going to happen, but when you get them where they're self-inflicted, those are the times, as far as the unforced turnovers, that you certainly got to try to minimize.
Del Real marches it up. Now this is Bray. Bray trying to create. Del Real again. Tries to lob it into the post. Shot missed by Freeman. Taken out of there by Huerta. He pushes.
And both of these teams will look to really find a balance. Both of them will like to push, but they play within themselves. But they'll look for tempo as well.
Owen Duff with a bad pass. Stolen by Del Real. Open shot in the lane, knocked down by Freeman. So Carroll's turned it over twice. Rossville gets on the board first. Huerta, stutter step move, kicking it out. Corner three. Does not go down from Viney. And actually, well, the tip try did. So Carroll gets on the board.
Yeah, like Skinner on, Skinner on the rebound and the easy put back there.
Both teams in man-to-man defense. Rossville with a lot of, quite a bit of senior leadership, and you'll see some guys come off the bench that are productive underclassmen for them. Bray holding it out high, looking for Del Real. Del Real trying to move on Huerta. Huerta not giving him much to work with.
Yeah, really good patience here by Rossville. You want to take what the defense gives you, but if they're having things shut down, you just continue to do what you do and play for the shot that you want and not what the defense is forcing you in.
Del Real did not see the defender there. Owen Duff the steal. First Rossville turnover, but they give it right back as Carroll's turned it over 3 times. Got a little too quick and fast break. And back the other way, Rossville converts.
Yeah, on the last transition with Carroll, players certainly got to continue to go, and you want to drive as deep as the defense is. Make the defense pull out from the basket. If they're not, then you got to continue to go to that or pull up. But if they're not committing, they're in a position where they can sit back and got that steal.
Jake Skinner misfires on the 3. Austin Bray the rebound. That one, his toe was on the line from Charlie Thompson. After he bricks it, foul. I think this first foul is going to be on Bray here. That one was by, well, they've had one by Freeman and one by Thompson. So those are the 2 Rossville baskets. The one for Carroll was Jake Skinner on the putback. Nice pass by Huerta, finding Viney in the corner. Does not go down, and a foul on Carroll. Over the back, they say.
It's like the Rossville group here having the construction zone night, I guess.
Yep.
On the road, that is.
Foul was on Jake Skinner for going over the back, as each team has committed 1 foul so far in this first period. Pass got deflected back into Bray's hands, and Bray had it jarred free, and then a foul on the arm. They might get Viney for this. I think they might. It's the second foul of the first half on Carroll. Yep. Griffin Viney, the junior, picks that one up. Inbound from Thompson to Del Real. Del Real, backdoor pass. Good find inside, and Viney swats that one away from Freeman. Freeman looked like he had a gimme layup, but Viney made sure he didn't.
Yeah, good backdoor cut and find with a deep post interior pass here. Good job there by Viney, deflecting it from behind.
Del Real receives the inbound pass, tries to lob it into the post, gets batted away. Off of Carroll, says the baseline ref. Last touch by Owen Duff, it looked like.
A really good job there by Huerta, getting a side front there to get that ball, which you really want. When that ball's above the free throw line extended, you want to play the top side with that. Really good job.
Charlie Thompson inbounding. Del Real sets it up for Thompson. Good passing by Rossville. They work it around.
I love the inside-outside. You want to think about ball movement, shifting your defense.
With that long 2, doesn't go down. Offensive rebound, Gabe Freeman. Back to Ford, and Ford uses the glass.
Well, that's a perfect example there of extra opportunities. You getting that, they had 3 of those at that. You got to really try to minimize, if not eliminate, the second opportunities. In that case, the Hornets had 3, and they converted.
Owen Duff with a nice slash to the basket, but put it off left. Rebounded by Ford. Del Real tries to cash in on the other side. Fouled as he goes up for the jumper. That's the 3rd foul in this half on Carroll.
A little bit of the Reggie Miller lake flare there.
If that's on Griffin Viney, that's his second.
It is second, yep.
So a key Carroll player has now picked up 2 fouls. And that sends Del Real to the line. He is 6 of 8 from there this season, making him 75%. Buries the first. He is the 4th different Rossville Hornet to score so far in this first period. Griffin Viney comes out with those 2 fouls. Eli Harshbarger, a junior, off the bench, checks in. He's one of 4 juniors on this roster. Del Real's second foul shot. Couldn't get that one. Rebound chased down by Harshbarger. Carroll got to get something going here. They have 4 turnovers and just 2 points. Huerta tries a 3 and hits it.
Oh, great looking read there by Chris. Came over a little bit of that ball screen, assessed the situation, didn't have anyone in the post, had the space, hand down, man down, I'm knocking down the 3.
Almost an errant pass there for Caden Wilson. Just came in off the Rossville bench, and he hands off to Del Real. Del Real giving to Bray. Bray through traffic gets knocked down, and a blocking foul called on Carroll. And Owen Duff looks like he's the one admitting that he is the guilty party. That is his first and the team's 4th.
I really love the attack line by Austin there, and we've seen that early on from him. I really like the assertiveness of Rossville coming out the gate here and really going right at Carroll with their penetration.
Bray, the leading scorer for Rossville, averaging 13 points a game, and he's an 89% free throw shooter, so a rare miss. Checking in Noah Falkenberg, he replaces Austin Coons. Also checking in for Rossville, Luke Royer. He's number 11 in red on your screen there. Second free throw from Bray, in and out. And skying for the rebound, Jake Skinner. Carroll with a chance to tie or get in front. Skinner going to work. Huerta for the lead. Yes! Chris Huerta with his second 3 of the game gives Carroll the 8-7 advantage. They're on a 6-0 run.
Well, you'd love to see a comfortable shooter as that ball gets deflected. Oh.
They call over then back on Rossville.
Sure looked like that ball got deflected a bit, but we'll
Del
see it
Rio
here.
certainly thought so.
Great downhill attack. Hit him on the step back. Came just off of back-to-back possessions and where Huerta knocks down 3. So great job. Love to see the comfort level of shooters.
Falkenberg inbounds it to Huerta, and here we go. But Carroll turns it over again. That's their 5th of the quarter. Rossville tries to take advantage. Wilson handing off to Thompson. Charlie Thompson zips it to Del Real. The jab steps, now backs out the dribble. Caden Del Real averaging 8 points, 2 rebounds a game. So far, 1 point for him tonight. Less than 90 seconds left in period 1. Thompson looks like he needs help. Skinner's not giving him much to work with. The double comes. He throws it into the backcourt. A violation was about to happen, so it was sent back the other way. And a layup plus the foul. That was just a discombobulated offensive possession for Rossville. And it was going to be a turnover either way. And after all that, a foul there on Caden Wilson. That's his first and the team's second. And a 3-point play opportunity here for Owen Duff.
Well, I'll tell you what Charlie Thompson got himself in down on Rossville's end was anytime you're dribbling, you want to always catch that ball, rip to the hip, assess your defender. You want to create basket vision to see if there's ever a teammate closer, but then you got to assess your gaps. There was just too much time that he was penetrating more lateral and not making his guy defend, and then he got himself in a position where he was trapped and then made an ill-advised pass as he knocks down the free throw here.
And that is now a 9-0 run for Carroll, pushing their lead to 4 at 11-7 with 1 minute left in the first quarter. Carroll's got 4 different players that have scored. Same for Rossville. Rossville hasn't scored, though, in 3 minutes. Thompson finds Bray in the corner. Bray dribbles it back out.
And he's the one that really gets more of the penetration happen, at least as we've seen so far.
He's shouted by the taller Falkenberg, goes around him. Tough shot by Luke Royer, doesn't go down. Huerta the rebound, fouled from behind by Charlie Thompson.
Yeah, really good block out there by Huerta on the board. Really sealed his guy off for positioning. If you're a defender at that point, guy has position, you just got to be able to get to the other end and play next possession. But I really like what Bray was doing there. Downhill attack, make the help side defense commit, and then look to get the kick.
Huerta brings it up. Skinner to Duff. Duff doesn't like what he sees. 14 seconds. Let's Huerta take it over. Huerta lets it fly, in and out, rebound tipped up, out of bounds off who? Referee says it is off of Rossville.
And plenty of time to work with here. Ball out of bounds under your own basket. You got time to not only get this in, but be able to make a couple dribbles into the shot.
Huerta looking for somebody, tries to get it to Duff, and it's stolen away by Royer. He's got time, and by the time he finally chucked it up, the quarter was over. But it was a 9-0 run there for Carroll to close that first quarter. They now lead 11-7 as we head to the second on the ISC Sports Network.
Many communities in rural America are often overlooked as underserved. These communities are being left behind due to lack of internet and access to state-of-the-art technology. That's why Mulberry Telecommunications provides rural broadband services and technology and is growing their presence in north central Indiana. Because every community deserves infrastructure and beyond. To learn more, contact us today.
Finding affordable quality reproductive health care isn't always easy. Did you know that there is now a family planning and reproductive health clinic in our area that is income-based? Services include Pap tests, breast cancer screenings, pregnancy tests, sexually transmitted infection and HIV testing, same-day birth control placement, filled prescriptions, and free condoms. Services are on an income-based sliding scale. Visit 1234 Rossville Avenue or call 659-6063 for more information or to schedule an appointment.
Rossville with the ball, and they have not scored in the last 4 minutes plus of game action. They trail by 4 here on the ISC Sports Network, along with Craig Cox and our technical director, Sean Walker, our cameraman, Elijah Mash. I'm John Herrick. Thank you for being with us on this Friday night. 3 by Austin Bray. That's an air ball. And really, Carroll's done a heck of a job on Rossville's leading scorer. Also can't leave out Pete Gasho over there doing the graphics, and Carroll gives it right back away. If there's one thing that's not gone right for them, it's the turnovers. They have 6 of those now. Caden Del Real sliding right with the dribble, trying to bounce it, and it got kicked out. Charlie Thompson will play it in. Austin Bray, the leading scorer for Rossville, averaging 13 points a game, has not scored. He's gone to the free throw line and missed both of those. Thompson tries to get it to him, and he might have been fouled here. Nope, they just say he lost it out of bounds.
Yeah,
Duff played great defense on him.
Yeah, both those possessions there out of bounds that they had. You know, got to kind of look at another place. You're trying to squeeze those types of passes in when they're denied pretty heavily.
Four turnovers now for the Hornets. Chris Huerta with 6 points to lead all scorers for Carroll. And that was a play where he tried to get it, did Coons, to the corner, but it was stolen away from him. And that leads to a layup on the other side for Gabe Freeman. Cuts the Rossville deficit down to 2, and that stops a 9-0 run by Carroll.
Well, they've had 6 of their 9 points have been in transition, John. So, I mean, that's the thing we talked about earlier. Both these teams, as we get a look at it here, had the defense commit. That's where if you're Carroll, you can't really put yourself in a position where you gamble like that. You got to be able to stay between your man and the basket. But they've hit some things well in transition.
And Del Rio lost the handle on it. Stolen away and a layup on the other side for Duff. And the one thing you didn't want to do if you were Rossville is give Carroll an easy bucket, because Carroll was in a pattern where they weren't doing a whole lot right. They've turned it over 8 times, 3 times already just alone in this early second quarter. Nice backdoor feed in, and that's a way to get Austin Bray involved, the 5th different Rossville player to get in the scoring column.
Well, and he's one, too. That great read. His defender was overplaying him, so you always hit backdoor.
Skinner. Decides to back it out. Huerta, he's got range, decides not to use it here. Driving in, tough shot. Noah Falkenberg got it to go down off the bench.
And he's in the scoring column with his first basket here of the night.
Bray trying to create. Finds an open teammate in Freeman, and Freeman put it up too hard, and there's a rebound by Skinner.
Yeah, and a great job of their sealing off again. They've really done a good job to this point in blocking out.
Skinner on the 3, way off as the ball goes over towards the Rossville cheerleaders. Gabe Gardner is checking in to the game. Kane Gardner, rather, excuse me. 6'4" senior center. 4 points, 3 rebounds, a game off the bench for Rossville. And Caden Wilson also returns. He's number 3 on your screen there, inbounding the basketball to Caden Del Rio. Coming up on 5 minutes left, second quarter. Carroll led by 4 at the end of 1. They lead by 4 now. Shot from Wilson didn't go. He thought he might have been fouled. Falkenberg muscles his way in, or rather that was Skinner. Skinner that drove in and scored. Skinner's got 4 and a timeout called here by Rossville, as Carroll has their largest lead of the night now at 6. So another look at that last basket there for the Carroll Cougars, as Skinner just thought about the 3, then he's like, no, I'm going to take it all the way in. Tonight's broadcast brought to you in part by the Healthy Communities of Clinton County Coalition, which was formed in 2006 as a partnership of healthcare providers, service care providers, educators, and community leaders who are interested in addressing issues of health in the Clinton County community. Now, over 15 years later, the coalition is still committed to making permanent changes by encouraging policy, systems, and environmental changes with the desire to always make the healthy choice the easy choice. For more information, visit healthyclintoncounty.org. So how do you respond to this recent surge here from Carroll if you're Rossville, Craig?
Well, I think a lot of it is continuing to think offensively, thinking about that triangle of having spacing, having ball movement, having player movement. I'd like to see a little bit more. They've done a good job hitting the back doors. Haven't seen much screen action to this point, but I think that they've done a good job of being able to read the defense.
And a traveling violation called on Caden Wilson. Carroll certainly picked up the defensive intensity. 6 turnovers on Rossville.
Yeah, I think both teams have turned the ball over to this point midway through the second quarter more than either coach would like for them to, or what they've shown even this year. So they'll look to cut those down here going forward. 5th
game of the year for Carroll. And this is the 7th game of the year for Rossville, as Huerta couldn't get the 3. And Del Rio comes out of there with it. Del Rio to Ford. And he handed off to Wilson, and Wilson was just like looking to get rid of it as soon as he had it. Luke Royer in the game. 5'11" senior. Tough shot on the baseline from Ford. No. Rebound, popped up in the air. Duff comes down with it. Now Huerta with a nice move. He's fouled by Del Rio. And Del Rio knew he was not going to be able to stick with him, so he just reached and fouled. Huerta, that's his first and the team's 4th.
Yeah, doing a great job. Obviously, had Chris looking there and understanding the defender that he had and understanding his speed would put him in a position to be able to attack the basket there. So like to do that, drawing another foul. Both teams are approaching the 1-on-1 with both sitting at 14 fouls.
Huerta inbounds. Got it into Skinner. Skinner spins, shoots, and newcomer into the game for Rossville, who just got that. That was Kane Gardner, but then a turnover there, and down the lane he goes. Does Griffin Viney out to Huerta, who fakes the three. Duff tries to drive. Duff with a nice move, couldn't quite finish. Offensive rebound, put back good by Noah Falkenberg.
Falkenberg coming off the bench with 4 points at this time, second leading scorer.
So with Rossville scored a bucket to make it 11-9. Since then, Carroll's on an 8-2 run. Del Real trying to cut into it, no, but there's an offensive rebound and a miss by Gardner. Put back, though, yes, by Gabe Freeman. He's got 6.
Well, and Rossville hasn't had a lot of opportunities for second chance points, and there they capitalize on one.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Ardente Dental, which is a team of professional smile makers dedicated to leading the community to optimal health. Straighten your smile and improve your confidence today by contacting Ardente Dental at 765-654-7222 or by visiting ardentedental.com. As Carroll talks it over with a brief 30-second timeout. Along with Craig Cox, I'm John Herrick. And Craig, Carroll clearly did not like the way that last possession transpired. What do you think they're talking about to try to do something better with it this time?
Well, I think that they got to get refocused. I mean, I think in a lot of ways defensively they've given up, I think, entirely too much penetration, whether they've been converted or not by the Hornets. But I think obviously if you're one with Coach Tussinger, I think those are types of things that you're looking to eliminate. Anytime you get penetration into the gut of your defense or in the lane, if you will, there's just too many options. So I think they need to do a better job of perimeter defense.
Huerta might have been out of bounds. Well, it wouldn't have mattered anyway. He traveled.
And that's the second thing I was going to go into is just what happened just there is turnovers. Both teams we just talked about, they've turned it over a little bit more than normal, but you come out of a timeout, it's what you can't afford, and that's a turnover.
That has to drive coaches nuts. You spend all that time in the huddle trying to figure something out, only to come back and turn it over. Griffin Viney almost got a steal there, knocked it out. Stays with Rossville. Bray inbounds to Del Real. Rossville did take the early lead in this game, but then Carroll took the lead for the first time at 8-7. They've had it ever since. Thompson lost it, got it back, tried to zip it into the post, picked up, Ford able to hang on to it, not only do that, but keep it alive and get fouled.
Well, that's the third time that this has happened. It was once in the first quarter and twice now in the second quarter where they've had post players posting up and have good position, and they're throwing to the inside hand where the defense is at as opposed to the outside hand. So two things happen there. You either turn it over or you give the defense an opportunity to deflect it and keep that going. So really need to throw to that outside hand.
Matthew Ford, not a good free throw shooter, by the way, 30% as he leaves that one short. That's 5 team fouls on Carroll, and that's now 2 on Owen Duff. So both he and Viney, 2 of the key Carroll starters, have got to be careful here with foul trouble. Matthew Ford's second free throw. No. Rebound by Austin Coons.
Well, and they're a team, Rossville is, and where they're shooting as a team 63% as we get a deflection or a block here. But they're shooting 63% from the line.
Thompson trying to create. Keeps it for Wilson. Dribbled it off his foot, got it back. Inside 2 minutes to play, first half. Del Real finds a wide open Gabe Freeman.
Love the pass, and it all starts with creating not only the penetration, but heads up. Thinking about basket vision, what a great find, and certainly a breakdown by Carroll's D.
Freeman's got 8 to lead all scorers. That ball knocked free. Coming up on the steal, Thompson, and Thompson lays it in.
Well, now they're back to kind of how the start of the game was and the flow of things as they cut this now to a 2-point game.
Remember, it was a 7-2 lead early for Rossville. And a carrying violation called on Huerta. So that is the 11th turnover on Carroll, and they have now turned it over 6 times in this quarter.
Well, and it's the 3rd carry call by Huerta. And you know, in today's game, that's probably one of the calls that doesn't get called enough, where a lot of these guys, especially with the hesitation dribbles, they're getting their hand underneath that ball. But got caught on that particular time as Rossville tries to even the score or possibly take the lead with a 3.
They're on a 6-0 run right now. Thompson couldn't get the shot to go down. Rebound fought for, a tie up here as the battle was between Noah Falkenberg and Charlie Thompson. Possession arrow favors Carroll. That goes down as a turnover for Rossville, their 7th. And Huerta tries to rebound after that last carrying violation. Huerta handing it off. Now here's Falkenberg to Duff.
Seeing a lot of man-to-man, both teams to this point. No one has shown zones.
And Viney with a really tough shot. Somehow got it to go down. 5 different Carroll players have scored now. They lead by 4.
Well, and you talk about the balance of that scoring depth. A lot of times we can get caught up with, hey, who's the 15, 20-point scorers? But if you can have 5 or 6 guys that are, 10 to 12, and it's so much more for the defense or your opponents to try to defend.
Touch pass to Freeman, and Freeman just continues to have a whale of a first half. He's got 10 points.
Great ball movement there. Really sharing the ball, keeping the defense at bay with the ball movement.
Huerta slashing, shooting, missing, rebound knocked out off of who? Okay, that ref just legit pointed both ways.
He didn't use both hands, but he did go both ways.
Says it stays with Carroll. Huerta, bad pass, gets tipped up into the air and stolen by Bray. 2-1, shot at the buzzer, and it just goes in and out. And Rossville, after trailing by 8, comes back and cuts it to 2 here at intermission. Carroll 21, Rossville 19. Your halftime show comes up when we come back on the ISC Sports Network.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Ball here. Harris scores. With 19 seconds.
Fake players, big boy. I'm telling you right now, that's awesome. I love it.
That's the finish.
You get a layup to take it, and an and one. Fly ball.
Mulberry Telecommunications is proud to announce the next generation in awesome, Mintel TV. With the Mintel TV streaming app, you aren't confined to just your TV, but you need 2 things: high-speed fiber internet from Mulberry Telecommunications and a Mintel TV subscription. Available on Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, Android TV, and more, with features that include Cloud DVR, Restart TV, look-back options, and pause live TV. Mintel TV is definitely the next generation of awesome. Current customers, call 765-296-2885 for your free upgrade. New customers, visit Mintel.net to sign up today.
Hi, I'm Query.
And I'm Schultz.
And of course, we do the incredibly creatively and appropriately named Query and Schultz program every Monday on ISC Sports Network. Derek, it airs at what time?
7:30.
Okay, every Monday at 7:30. We're now on season number 2, and if history tells us anything, catch us now, because you never know when they pull the plug on it.
Why would you say that?
Because it's happened
That's not
before.
going to happen here. Comcast, Xfinity 81, ISCSportsNetwork.com, ISC Sports Network, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, so many places to watch Query and Schultz, 7:30 on Monday.
The ISC Sports Network is your home for sports content across the Hoosier State. Find us live on TV and streaming or archived on our website and our app. The ISC is your one-stop shop for the content you want to see, including high school sports, college sports, and other great events throughout the year. Subscribe to our streaming service and get access to it all. ISC, local lives here.
Meet Henry. Henry is hip. Henry loves the new Mintel TV streaming app. And check out Helen. With features like Cloud DVR, Restart, and Look Back TV, Helen never misses her favorite shows. And this? Well, this is Bob. Bob can't contain his excitement for the new Mintel TV streaming app. Bob is proving that you actually can teach an old dog new tricks. What do you say, Bob? Does the Mintel TV app get a thumbs up? All right, Bobby-o. Mintel TV, the next generation of awesome. Upgrade today.
Halftime score at Carroll, good one here in our boys contest, 21-19. It is Carroll edging Rossville right now at the half, along with Craig Cox. I'm John Herrick, and really, I mean, the biggest theme right now for both teams, I think, if you're a coach right now, Craig, which, you know, you have plenty of experience doing that, got to be annoyed with the turnovers. I mean, Carroll's committed 12 of them. Rossville has committed 7 of them. And it's almost like as soon as one team starts to make a run, the other team starts to turn it over, but it's led to a back and forth, also very entertaining game so far.
It has. It's been a great game. I think you're right. I mean, the turnovers are always going to be one that you want to do your best to control. I think the ones that you're more concerned with are the ones that are more self-inflicted. I mean, we can't stop to realize these are high school kids. You're always going to have, you know, turnovers to happen. Usually anything between 10, 12, or 13 is usually pretty decent within a high school team. But the self-inflicted ones are the ones that really get you. And then the things that you got to be concerned with if you're the opponent creating those turnovers is how many points are you getting off of those. If you come up empty-handed, you really need to try to get to the place where you're at 40 to 50% conversion off those turnovers.
And then also, too, you got to be impressed with the balanced scoring here for both teams. Rossville leading all scorers, Gabe Freeman, 6'1" senior forward, showing exactly why he's a senior and using that leadership. 4 for Charlie Thompson, and then 2 points each for Austin Bray and Matthew Ford, 1 for Caden Del Rio. The scoring for Carroll, 6 points for Chris Huerta, 5 for Owen Duff, 4 points each for Jake Skinner and Noah Falkenberg, and 2 for Griffin Viney. So it seems like also right when one guy starts to do some damage, he then gets help from his teammates, and that's led to what we've seen so far in this first half.
Well, it is, and I think that's where teams become dangerous for their opponents, is to being able to honor those when you have that type of depth. We talked about it earlier in terms of when you got those guys that can score the 15 to 20, that's great. But when you have multiple guys that can put yourself in a position where they can put the ball in the basket and even do things off the ball to set their teammates up, it just makes you that much tougher to guard.
Here are some of the first half highlights. Seeing Caden Del Rio giving it to Gabe Freeman. That was the first shot he hit in the first quarter that got them going. And then it's interesting, I thought Rossville led 7-2 early. Carroll then controlled the middle part of the game and then pushed the lead to 8. But then back comes Rossville with that nice surge that they had at the end of the half, 8-2 to cut it to 2.
Yeah, when you go in those types of runs, sometimes it can be tough as you're playing, tough as you're coaching, and even sometimes tough when you're watching live. But that's a great thing that keeps a game interesting when you can have runs for two different type teams.
Carroll 21, Rossville 19. Rossville trying to win their 5th game in a row. Same thing with Carroll. They started off the season 4-0, ranked number 2 in Class 2A. Rossville ranked 8th in Class A. Both these teams also trying to win their first game in Hoosier Heartland Conference play. When we come back, Craig and I will have the second half for you from Carroll High School. You are watching high school boys basketball on the ISC Sports Network.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Wabash has the lead for the first time today. Said that was going to be a highlight reel.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, you can celebrate after that.
There is something for everyone to love at Mulberry Pizza King. We have fresh salads, hot sandwiches, frozen treats, and fountain drinks. And of course, pizza. Always made to order and cooked in our ovens until your pizza is fit for a king. So come see why we've been a Mulberry tradition since 1974. Dine in at 137 South Glick Street in Mulberry or call 765-296-2344 to place a carry-out order.
Many communities in rural America are often overlooked as underserved. These communities are being left behind due to lack of internet and access to state-of-the-art technology. That's why Mulberry Telecommunications provides rural broadband services and technology and is growing their presence in north central Indiana. Because every community deserves infrastructure and beyond. To learn more, contact us today.
I brought you a present. A book.
Follow the adventures of the Ardente Dental team as they fight cavities, gum disease, and create beautiful, healthy smiles.
Inconceivable.
Hello, my name is Dr. Snyder. You cause cavities. Prepare to die.
Inconceivable.
To make your smile look straight and fine, our braces per month are just $1.99.
Inconceivable.
You keep using that word, I do not think it means what you think it means.
Have fun at Ardente Dental.
The ISC Sports Network is your home for sports content across the Hoosier State. Find us live on TV and streaming or archived on our website and our app. The ISC is your one-stop shop for the content you want to see, including high school sports, college sports, and other great events throughout the year. Subscribe to our streaming service and get access to it all. ISC, local lives here.
Moments away from starting the second half at Carroll. Carroll leading Rossville 21-19, along with Craig Cox. I'm John Herrick. Rossville at 4-2, Carroll at 4-0. Of course, last year it was Carroll winning in the sectional round over Rossville, 62-36 on March 5th. And Rossville would love to avenge that loss. And of course, Carroll 24-2 last year, made it to the semi-state round before losing there. Would love to build on that and possibly get back to the state championship game. And Rossville would love to advance farther as well, trying to improve on a season where they were 13-11 last year. Rossville now going left to right on your screen in red. Carroll is in white. Caden Del Rio's got it high right and gets it out of there to Matthew Ford. Starting five out there for both teams: Matthew Ford, Austin Bray, Gabe Freeman, Charlie Thompson, and Caden Del Rio for Rossville. For Carroll, it is Chris Huerta, Griffin Viney, Austin Coons, Owen Duff, and Jake Skinner. Bray inside the lane for the tie and got it. Austin Bray with 4 points. And this is a 10-2 run that Rossville is on right now, dating back to the first half.
He showed a lot of that in the first half. It's his ability to get downhill with his penetration. And even more so be able to finish.
Long skip pass from Skinner to Duff, and Duff knocks it down. He's got 8 points to lead Carroll in scoring.
Well, and his first three of the night as well. Love that he was ready. He was off the ball. Feet were ready, locked and loaded and ready to shoot.
Chris Huerta picks up that foul.
You got the replay there of Bray getting the finish, and then the three-pointer on the skip pass, which you'd love to see those in terms of shifting the defense. Great job with the little pin screen as well.
Thompson trying to reverse course, giving it back to Del Real. They've thrown a lot of different guys at Caden Del Real tonight. It has Rossville, Huerta, and now Duff on him. Freeman has it to Ford. Ford with the baseline J. And Skinner, the strong, a Carroll rebound. Huerta, stop and pop two. Yep.
Yeah, really good decision there, but if you're Rossville, you got to be aware where the ball. You got to be able to stop that a little higher to slow their offense, put them in a position where they start their offense a little higher than what they'd like. But you don't identify the ball, you're in trouble.
That's the first basket for Chris Huerta since the first quarter. And Rossville's lead is back to 5. Foul here on Skinner.
Yeah, and one there that was very unnecessary. Again, we talked about it even a few times in the girls' game as we see here. You just want to contain. You're not in a scoring threat, so anytime you're leaning in there like that, just need to be our arm's length away. What we refer to as guard your yard. 3 feet right and left, and be in a position where you just contain.
Del Real receives the inbound. Goes left with a dribble and called for traveling. Right when Rossville starts to make a run, they always seem to have a key turnover that gives it back to Carroll. But then again, Carroll's done the same thing. They've been plagued by 12 turnovers in this game. But they're on a 5-0 run right now, trying to build on it. 2 minutes gone by in the third. Huerta got it to Duff.
Really like to see Carroll use a little bit of their length a little bit more. Across the board, even as they brought Falkenberger off the bench as well with some length, but there hasn't been a lot of inside presence with post interior passes.
Coons tried to get it into Skinner, got deflected out of bounds, but Carroll keeps it. Huerta goes to work. Now here's Duff finding the edge on the baseline, and Owen Duff has 10 points.
Yeah, really nice looking attack there. Going straight line to the basket, taking what the defense gave him.
This is now a 7-0 run by Carroll after Rossville came back to tie it up. Del Real with only 1 point tonight, no field goals. It came from the free throw line early in the first period. Thompson kicking out Bray. Put a little too much on that one.
Yeah, not a bad look, offensive possession there. Got the ball inside, outside, looked to get shifts and get a pick and a pop there.
Skinner with the rebound. And Duff tried to send it to Coons, and Austin Coons, it went through his hands and out of play.
Well, I think he had an idea that he was looking to shift that past that to Huerta before he ever even possessed the ball.
I think it might have been one of those situations where he was thinking about what to do before he caught it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Carroll not afraid to bring backcourt pressure. They have at times, just with Huerta this time. Thompson darts across with it. Charlie Thompson trying to set something up. Getting it to Matthew Ford, and Ford hit on the arm and fouled.
And this comes into Carroll's third foul, even though almost halfway through the quarter, but 3 fouls compared to Rossville's 0. We'll see how that comes into play.
Also, that is on Jake Skinner. So Skinner just picked up his third. He is the first player on either team to have 3 fouls. Nobody on Rossville's team in foul trouble. They have 4 guys with 1 foul. Bray receives the inbound, but then throws it away right to Huerta. Duff on the break, and then Bray knocked it out of his hands, but also fouled him.
Well, and it goes back to the first half in the second quarter, John, where we talked about this. He threw it to the inside, not the outside hand again. So you always got to read the defense and throw away from them. But one thing that I did like with Bray is he made the turnover on one end, but he was hustling back to deflect that ball and keep play alive for his defense.
That's the first foul on Rossville in the second half, and that's the second on Bray. Bray was able to foul him before he got the ball up, so no free throws. Wasn't in the act of shooting, as Huerta way off on that 3. And Rossville struggling, trying to find some offense. They don't get it from Del Real this time. Huerta the rebound, had it poked from behind though, and stolen by Charlie Thompson. Layup good, and a foul for Matthew Ford.
Well, it's a good way to there. You know, kind of got a little loosey-goosey, if you will, back-to-back possessions. But it ends up for Rossville getting the and one here to close this gap a bit.
And that is 4 team fouls on Carroll. That is the 3rd on Jake Skinner. Duff. Duff and Skinner both have 3 fouls, and the free throw is made.
Back to a 2-possession game here. Another turnover and foul.
That is 15 turnovers now on Carroll.
Well, if you're Coach Tussinger, this is where In the first half we saw the second quarter, I believe, where he called a timeout after 3 successive possessions and turnovers. But we've had about the same here now and 3 consecutive possessions and where they fouled.
So Griffin Viney just picked that one up. That is 3 different Carroll players now with 3 fouls.
Well, we're back on another one of these shift of runs as well.
Rossville on a 5-0 run. They were down by 7 a moment ago. Del Real trying to get it to 1 possession. Kicks out to Ford. Ford to Freeman. And Rossville elects to slow it up.
Yeah, good patience here. Again, you want to play for your shot, and sometimes that creates, situations in where you have to not only look to attack, but move the ball, move your body. What are you doing off the ball?
Bray, bounce pass to Del Real for 3, air ball, but right there for the offensive rebound is Gabe Freeman, who puts it back up and scores, and it is a 2-point game. Timeout, Carroll.
That's a total piece there of not giving up on the play. Ball goes to the basket, you attack the basket. Much like you're in a position in football where the coaches are telling you to run to the tackle.
Timeout, Carroll. Tonight's broadcast brought to you in part by Mulberry Telecommunications, which currently offers service in Mulberry, Dayton, rural Lafayette, rural Frankfort, and other communities in Clinton and Tippecanoe County. Fiber internet packages start at just $49.95 a month. For more information, visit mintel.net. Mulberry Telecommunications, it is the best gig in town. And fiber is coming to Flora and Bringhurst this spring, courtesy of Mulberry Telecommunications. So a lot of big things coming from Mulberry. So Rossville was down by 7. They have cut the deficit to 2 with 3:20 remaining in the third quarter. And they have also got the foul number on their side. 5 team fouls on Carroll, 1 on Rossville in this half.
It's been a total game of runs. You talked about that earlier, John, and we've probably had 5, maybe even 6, with each team having 2 or 3 each in terms of anywhere from a 5 to a 7, 8 point run. So it's been up and down for both teams, and one that's remained it competitive.
Eli Harshbarger in the game for the first time in the second half. He's got it on the baseline, flips it inside to Skinner, who's able to muscle his way up, get the shot to go down, and get the foul.
Yeah, good strong move, and one that's a good body control, and a soft touch at that, being contested with the ball, the body kind of fading away a little bit. So great touch here by Skinner.
Matthew Ford picks that one up. That is his first. The second on Rossville. The free throw from Skinner, got it. So Skinner's got 7, and the lead is back to a 5-point game for Carroll. Boy, did they need that play in the worst possible way. Del Real using a screen and backing it out. He slashes his way inside and got the shot to go down off the glass.
I love that, even though it's a tough thing to do when you're attacking the basket straight on and to use the backboard, but I love it when you get inside 5 feet and your body, your momentum's carrying you to the basket to kiss it off the glass.
His first field goal of the game. He's got 3 points. The lead is 3 for Carroll. Duff is in trouble and has to back it out. Huerta, nice move to get away from a defender, left it short, followed his shot though, almost got his own rebound, but taken out of there by Del Real. Del Real through traffic. He was fouled before he put the shot up.
Yeah, I love the situation there in Rossville, getting a good, nice, clean rebound and looking to put it in transition. Carroll didn't do a really good job there of picking the ball up higher, as we talked about earlier. So you continue to get as deep as the defense allows you.
Fouls on Eli Harshbarger, his first. Trenton Metzger just checked in for the first time for Carroll. Austin Bray inbounds. 3 for the tie by Del Real. And it's chased down by Skinner. Skinner able to keep it alive, spin, and kick it out to Metzger for 3.
Great look there. Lovey claps the defense and had his head up to kick that out. So I love those types of 3 off penetration and kicks.
Rossville, though, eager to slow it up. One thing Rossville teams coached by Corey Dunn have always done well is space the floor.
Yeah, and you got to love that. It stretches the defense. You want to talk about 15-foot spacing. I love the shift, the skip pass.
And Bray was about to chuck the three up and didn't see Duff coming, and Owen Duff blocks that one out of bounds.
I was going to say, he sent that one in FedEx for him right there. Good timing there. But again, we talked about, as you brought up, John, about the spacing. And then when you get the skip passes, we get a turnover here.
And Duff's pass deflected it, but Huerta misses a bunny layup on the other side.
You can't get him any closer than that.
Bray for three in the tie, no. Offensive rebound slipped through the fingers of Wilson into the hands of Freeman, and Freeman is fouled.
Yeah, what a great rebound there by Wilson. For them to get this possibly 2 points at the line.
Harshbarger just picked up his second, and that means free throws are coming for Gabe Freeman. However, Gabe has struggled there this year at the line, 29%. He's got 12 points to lead Rossville tonight. Del Rio gets a breather, so does Bray. They bring in Luke Royer off the bench. Caden Wilson also returns. The second free throw from Freeman. And Skinner's there for the rebound. Well, they got the guy on the line they wanted, did Carroll, the man who shoots only 29%. Carroll tries to make it a two-possession game. Duff can't get the three to go down. Thompson the rebound for Rossville. Thompson on the move. I think he pushed off. Yep, he did. He extended that arm and pushed off. Thompson gets called for the offensive foul. That is his second and the third on Rossville.
Well, and these are the types of things that again, they're kind of self-inflicted, not really needed, and it's just you're minimizing or lessening your possessions and the opportunity to either not only lock this game up in terms of the score or take the lead.
10 turnovers for Rossville. Skinner going to work. Has to muscle it out of there. To Metzger for three, and he knocks it down. Huge three by Trent Metzger.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's his first. Was that Metzger?
I think that was Harshbarger, my mistake. Yep, Harshbarger hit it. His first field goal, but right back on the other side, Rossville answers with Freeman. Freeman keeping them in this game. He's got 14 of their 30.
Yeah.
And Huerta's fouled on the other side. And I think that might be on Thompson.
We look at back at the three that we got by Harshbarger. Nice little pullback dribble, a little crossover, making the help side commit and giving the dump. So really good job there from an offensive productivity standpoint.
Huerta inbounds, out to Skinner, 6. Finds Harshbarger for three, and Harshbarger knocks his second one down to the corner, and Rossville cannot get a shot off, and boy, Eli Harshbarger may have just changed the complexion of this game, knocking down 2 key three-pointers to close out the third quarter. It is now Carroll 37, Rossville 30 as we go to the fourth on the ISC Sports Network.
Mulberry Telecommunications is proud to announce the next generation in awesome, Mintel TV. With the Mintel TV streaming app, you aren't confined to just your TV, but you need 2 things: high-speed fiber internet from Mulberry Telecommunications and a Mintel TV subscription. Available on Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, Android TV, and more, with features that include Cloud DVR, Restart TV, look back options, and pause live TV. Mintel TV is definitely the next generation of awesome. Current customers call 765-296-2885 for your free upgrade. New customers visit mintel.net to sign up today.
The ISC Sports Network is your home for sports content across the Hoosier State. Find us live on TV and streaming or archived on our website and our app. The ISC is your one-stop shop for the content you want to see, including high school sports, college sports, and other great events throughout the year. Subscribe to our streaming service and get access to it all. ISC, local lives here.
Eli Harshbarger has changed a lot of what this game was looking like a moment ago. Rossville had the deficit down to 1 possession. But then those 2 threes by Harshbarger and then a foul by Austin Bray out of the timeout to begin the fourth quarter. He reaches in and fouls him. That's the 3rd on Bray, and that's also the 4th on Rossville as a team. So Bray's got to be careful. Austin Bray only with 4 points tonight. He came in averaging 13.
Well, just a silly foul at that. I mean, not only to start the quarter, but obviously it's not needed. You let your guy get around you and then you swipe at him. You know, talking about Harshbarger too, John, I mean, just a minute ago he didn't have any points. Knocks down back-to-back threes to put them up by 7.
And he telegraphs that pass, though, and turns it over. 16 turnovers on Carroll. But Rossville has clawed back every time. Can they do it again? Well, right idea by Del Rio, but he threw it right into the traffic. And Huerta missed the layup on the other side. Might have been a foul before that, though. And that is a huge call. That's on Austin Bray for reaching in. He just picked up his 4th, and that is the 5th team foul on Rossville, but Bray's got to leave with those 4 fouls.
Well, that's his 2nd within the last, 45 seconds as well. And we talked about the other one being silly. Well, this one gets to be about 65 feet from the basket.
Caden Wilson comes in for him. 3 corner, no, by Austin Coons. Dug out of there by Ford, but Ford with a lazy pass, and it leads to a bucket by Skinner.
Yeah, nice soft touch there as well.
And Rossville coach Corey Dunn wants to talk things over. His team off to a tough start here in the fourth quarter.
And this is, if I'm not mistaken too, John, it's the largest lead that either team has had at 9.
It has been. Tonight's broadcast brought to you in part by Defining Looks Wig Hair and Nail Salon. At Defining Looks, they know that shopping for a wig can be intimidating. They strive to make your experience fabulous and ensure that you receive the best quality service available. For more information, visit defininglooks.com. Defining Looks, be your own kind of beautiful. And yes, along with Craig Cox, I'm John Herrick. Sean Walker, our technical director. Pete Gaucho on the graphics. You got Elijah Mash running the camera at Carroll High School. And that 9-point lead, it might seem bigger just because of how close the game has been, Craig, but we know Rossville is capable of making quick runs.
Yeah, and we've seen it 3 or 4 times tonight. I think a lot of what continues to allow Carroll to get in these runs, though, is just, again, some of the self-inflicted wounds of the turnovers and at the times that they're coming as well.
Carroll, of course, trying to force another one, bringing some full court pressure. Del Rio trying to find some help and does with Freeman. Del Rio's got the taller Skinner on him.
I'd like to be able to see some ball screens out on this perimeter a bit more. Haven't really been able to see much of a different look with Rossville here in the second half so far.
Look like a traveling violation there on Del Rio.
Yeah, drug that pivot foot.
13 turnovers on Rossville. Coons kicking out. Skinner, top of the key, 3, good. Jake Skinner has 12 points now.
Well, and he's shown his ability on the inside. And he's more of a big, but he's also showing his ability to stretch the defense by hitting the long ball.
Ever since Rossville cut the deficit to 2 at 28-26, they have been outscored 14-4. Where does the offense come from for the Hornets? They're trying to answer that question right now. 3, there's some of it. Caden Wilson came into this contest averaging 4 points a game, and that 3, can it give Rossville the lift they need and help them get another run here before the end of the game?
Well, and when you're in these positions like this and you're down like you are, you got to think about successive stops, back-to-back stops, and you got to at least always convert at least on 50% of those.
Owen Duff made a nice move to get open but missed. However, turned over. Del Rio wanted a foul, didn't get it. Huerta 3-ball, corner pocket, offline. And Duff, the offensive rebound. Skinner, got it! He knocks down the triple. So Jake Skinner did not make a 3 at all in the first half, and he's hit 2 here in the fourth quarter.
Takes them back to their biggest lead of 12 that they had just a moment ago before the 3 there by Wilson.
We got a foul maybe away from the ball, it looks like. Yep. That's on Owen Duff. He just picked up his 4th. 1-1 for Gabe Freeman. Again, this is the guy you want at the line, though, if you are Carroll. 29% from the foul line, 0 of 2 in the game, although he was pretty close on his last 2 free throws. Got to make the front end here, though. In and out. The rim just wasn't kind to him. Fight for the rebound. Out of bounds off of Carroll, so Rossville retains possession. Luke Royer inbounds. Got it in. Here is Wilson. Oh, almost lost it. Able to gather it back in. Driving in Kane Gardner, and Gardner put it up too hard. Duff saves it right to Skinner. Skinner with a long pass up the floor. Here's Viney. Viney has a seam and misses. Got his own rebound. Couldn't finish. Here's Wilson on the attack.
Again, picking your dribble up in that area.
Gardner calling for it in the post. They try to get it to him, but it was jarred free by Duff. He's got Viney all alone for the layup. And Rossville starting to turn it over a lot. They've had 6 turnovers in the last 6 minutes. Austin Bray coming back in. 3 by Wilson. No, but it looks like we might be staying here. Duff can't believe it. If that's on Duff, he's out of here.
I was going to say, he just picked up his 4th. That'd be his 5th.
Yep. So that's a big disqualification there. Duff fouls out with 10 points. But this is a Rossville offense that has not scored. Actually, they've only scored 7 points in about the last 6 minutes of game action. Austin Bray comes in. They're going to figure out who they're going to put in. And they put Eli Harshbarger back in for him. And Freeman at the line, shooting front end of a 1-and-1. Left it way short. Fight for the rebound, and they say the other direction now. This might be on Freeman. And I think Freeman looked at himself and pointed at the referee, said, is it me? Yep, that is his first and the team's 6th. So both teams are in the bonus for the remaining 3:52. And Carroll has really started to pull away from this one. Coons to Skinner. Can he have another 3? Left it short. Gardner the rebound.
The big fella's been feeling it over the last 2, so sometimes you get those heat check moments.
Gardner's pass, a sloppy one. It gets deflected and nearly stolen by Skinner. And Skinner accidentally runs into a Rossville fan, tries to make sure he's okay.
Those are always tough type passes. I mean, you're not only the distance that pass has to travel, but you're throwing it cross court. There's just too much time for the defense to the little young man is actually being
he's
walked off.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll be okay.
That's tough. Sometimes it's just part of the game. You're trying to do everything you can to get out of the way of the ball coming towards you. Luke Royer plays it in for Rossville. Bray, nice move but misses. Nothing going down for Rossville. Rebound Viney. Huerta through traffic and a double team, and he's fouled. It's either going to be on Royer or Thompson. Either way, it is the 7th foul on Rossville, so it's 1-and-1 for Huerta. And that's on Thompson, which is his 3rd. So Huerta to the line. He has not scored since the 3rd quarter. He's got 8 points for the game. Jake Skinner leads the way for Carroll with 15 points. He leads all scorers. This run that Carroll has been on defensively has been simply terrific.
Well, they're a team that only gives up 41 points a game, and so they're right on target for that, if not keeping it below.
Huerta able to make that. I would say the way they played defense at the end of that third quarter combined with the Harshbarger threes were the key moments in this game. And Huerta got them both. That gives him 10. 49-33 Carroll, and it's just carried over here into the fourth quarter. Freeman trying to get penetration, cannot, missed the shot. Rebound Viney, and Huerta's fouled on the break.
Yeah, and they've just become very stingy on defense and really cutting out a lot of the things on the perimeter and lock things down interior-wise as well.
And a tough night for Austin Bray just concluded. He fouled him, so Austin Bray fouls out of the game with 4 points. 8th team foul on Rossville. Bonus time for Huerta. Front end of a 1-and-1. Got it to roll in. So Austin Bray, who came in as the team's leading scorer, 13 points a game, he finishes with 4. Yep. Huerta now with 12 points. And since it was 28-26, Carroll was leading by 2, remember that. 23-7 is the run they've been on.
And they just have not been able to find any continuity at the offensive end.
Del Real spins, fires, and misses. Rebound deflected out. I think it was last touched by Coons. It was. Stays with the Hornets.
Moments like this, just like we had in the girls' game earlier, is when you have a marginal lead like this, you still got to stay focused, still play to your standards, and do what the pillars of your program are.
Del Real had it blocked by Coons. Loose ball picked up by Viney. Open, Harshbarger, corner, pocket 3, yes.
Yeah, great ball movement there. I love to see the unselfish play. As soon as the defense feels you're going to shoot it, you don't, and make the extra pass.
17-3. That is what Carroll has outscored Rossville in this fourth quarter. 2 minutes remaining coming up on that. And Ford can't get it to go down.
Well, if you notice, too, pretty much almost most as we get a 3 here by Huerta on a pull-up, he's now got 15. But they've also, throughout this fourth quarter, I don't know that they've really given too many second opportunities, too. So they've really done a great job locking down defense here as we get a look at Harshbarger's 3 again. And then now Huerta's back-to-back.
This was a game that really had been played within a possession or two. But Carroll's defense only allowing 41 points a game. Rossville came in averaging 52. And they've been held to 33. They've only scored 3 points in this period, and that was a Caden Wilson three-pointer. They have not been able to do anything other than that offensively.
And if you remember, too, that 3 that he hit brought it to 33-34. So they're like on a 23 point run here from the time that they had that. They just haven't been able to have the ability to find the basket.
See if both teams decide to put their subs in. Again, it's a 24-point game. Pretty much out of reach here for Rossville. Yep, both teams have emptied the subs out. Luke Royer is in. Jordan Skiles, a 6-foot sophomore guard for Rossville. Also, they've got Matthew Ford out there. And Kane Gardner stays in as well. And Stephen Ramali, a 6'3 senior forward, checks in. So all subs, but a lot of starters still out there for Rossville as Wilson knocks down another 3. So that is his second 3 of the game. And I think, yep, Carroll decides to put in their subs. Those will come in at the next dead ball. Viney drives in and scores. Griffin Viney now with 6.
Probably get a substitution timeout, I would imagine.
Coach Adam Tussinger telling his subs to come in. Huerta saying, hey, crowd, we love you. He's getting a nice ovation as he checks out. So Huerta finishes tonight with 15. Griffin Viney with 6. 10 points for Owen Duff, who fouled out. Jake Skinner, the high man, with 15. And there's Coach Corey Dunn for Rossville telling his group what to do, trying to play with poise here for the last 121. Royer is the inbounder for Rossville. Boy, if you missed this game, you want to watch it again, or you want to watch any other high school games on the ISC Sports Network, go to iscsportsnetwork.com. You can also download the ISC Sports Network app on your mobile device or any of your apps that you like to use on your devices at home, iPad, whatever. Lots of different ways you can watch the ISC Sports Network. As that one dribbled off the leg of Stephen Romali. Turnover for Rossville. Their 17th of the contest, and a 3 by Carroll. Offline, that was from last one was from Luke Tanner. And then Tanner just committed the foul. That's his first, team's 9th. Or rather, that puts them in the double bonus because that's the 10th. And Jordan Skiles was the man he fouled. So Skiles to the line where he converts the free throw. Skiles, in the limited action that he has seen as a sophomore, has shot 44% from three-point range, and he makes that one too. 59-38 Cougars, who will stay unbeaten at 5-0. They'll go to 1-0 in Hoosier Heartland Conference play. And Rossville dropping to 4-3 on the season, snapping a 4-game losing streak. They go to 0-1 in the conference as that off-balance shot does not go down from Trent Metzger. And off and running goes Rossville. Almost turned it over, but I guess they say it was deflected. Now the refs getting together to talk about it. They might decide to go the other way. Yep, they do. It is Carroll basketball. Up next for Rossville, they have Lafayette Central Catholic tomorrow evening at 7:30. So they got to get right back to work. And for Carroll, they have a few days off. On December 21st, they play Wabash. And then they play Tipton in a tournament on December 27th. As Trent Metzger just elects to let the clock run out. And that does it. The Carroll Cougars with a huge second half, in particular the fourth quarter, as they pull away to knock off the Rossville Hornets 59-38, and the number 2 team in Class 2A stays unbeaten and goes to 5-0. Craig, your final thoughts before we wrap this one up.
Well, I think the Cougars just got it rolling in terms of the perimeter. The long ball started working, and then I think they started locking things down, not only in transition with some creating some turnovers, but they just really took a lot of things away in terms of them offensively, and just almost eliminated second chance opportunities.
59-38 your final score. Thank you so much to all of our crew tonight for making this one possible. For my partner Craig Cox, our men behind the scenes, Sean Walker, our technical director, on the graphics, Pete Gaucho. You've also got Elijah Mash running the camera. I'm John Herrick saying so long from Carroll High School, where the Carroll Cougars dominate in the fourth quarter and beat the Rossville Hornets 59-38. You've been watching high school boys basketball on the ISC Sports Network, where local lives here.
For the ultimate Wi-Fi experience, you need a managed Wi-Fi service with advanced Blast Wi-Fi. Blast Wi-Fi systems provide ultimate coverage, ultimate performance, and ultimate power all the time. Available from Mulberry Telecommunications, Blast Wi-Fi systems feature the latest Wi-Fi 6 technology and are equipped with unrivaled bandwidth and 4 times more simultaneous connections